All right, guys, we are here, and let me talk to you about the matchup recap from week one. We'll go ahead and get my matchup out of the way. As you saw in the thumbnail, how about them Cowboys? That Dallas Cowboy defense, the number one fantasy point scorer in the league week one. Absolutely insane. One of the most dominant defensive efforts I've ever seen. 37 fantasy points week one for the Dallas Cowboy defense. Absolutely unbelievable. Aaron Jones shredded the Bears as he always does. J.K. Dobbins shredded his leg once again, as he always does. Um, Nick Chubb, thankfully, he was held out of the end zone. So that was a rough go. And Josh Allen looked like a total and complete bust. So, you know, it's week one. No reason to panic on any of these guys. I will tell you what guys to panic on. Certainly would not be panicked on Josh Allen. Maybe Tyler Lockett wasn't the steal that we thought he was in the draft. Jahan Dotson looks like he's going to be part of an absolutely atrocious Washington offense. I don't want any part of the Washington offense. But on the bright side for Tony, Calvin Ridley's that dude. He has Brees Hall. He can just plug in for J.K. Dobbins. And I got to be honest with you guys, Brees Hall looks like a top 5 running back potentially rest of season. So, it's not all doom and gloom, and there's no shame in losing to the tribal chief, your champion, your commissioner. Of course, I get the win. It is what it is. I mean, that's what you all expect to see. That's what you saw. The second matchup, Jared versus Jason, Justice for Meat Boxes versus Main Event Jay in a battle of horrendous quarterback play. Who would have thought Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson would amount to 4 fantasy points? 4. Yikes. Man, those guys suck at football. Hopefully Joey Burrow turns it around quickly, though, because I'm really hoping Jamar Chase doesn't just suck ass because Joe Burrow sucks ass. Lamar Jackson, I don't know what to tell you, Jared. That was a rough go. I wouldn't panic on either one of these guys. They're going to be fine. They're going to score fantasy points. I am a little concerned about Lamar and the fact that they're wanting him to throw more. And, that's obviously not his thing. On pretty much Jared won this game because Tyreek Hill went full retard on the Chargers, 33.5, which accounted for about 40% of Jared's entire point score. Tyreek Hill can pop off like this. That being said, that will very likely go down as his highest point score of the season. 33.5. Tough to do that unless you're the Cowboys defense, which they're probably going to do that every week. Antonio Gibson, Rashad White, Josh Jacobs, Jared's got to do something at running back, but he is not alone. Pretty much everybody in the league needs running back help. There's not a whole lot of it out there. Not looking good. On Jason's side of things, Brandon Ayuk, the coming out party. But really, the huge disappointment here from Jason was Burrow, London, and Higgins just doing absolutely nothing. Those 3 players combined for 1.54. That's why Jason lost, because of Burrow, London, and Higgins. Other than that, it was a matchup he probably should have won, didn't win. Now, we got Cowboys fan for life, which is Steve. I appreciate the shout out to my defense and my boys, versus Infinity and Bijan, which is Reese. And Yahoo gave this a C- rating, but it was actually one of the higher scoring matchups in the league. Other than Tony and I think it was the highest scoring matchup in the league. Steve got carried by his running backs, Eckler and Pollard, and that's Steve's strategy this year was to grab 2 workhorse running backs like it's 1986, and hopefully they carry him to a championship. But unfortunately for Steve, Eckler looks like he's already dealing with potentially a high ankle sprain. Shout out to Josh Kelly. Get those fab bids in because Josh Kelly, very hot name on the waiver wire. You're going to want to throw a lot of fab at Josh Kelly because he's going to be the guy for at least a few weeks, with Eckler suffering this horrendously bad, potentially life-threatening ankle injury. Now, on Reese's side of things, Reese was super excited. Tell me if you've heard this before. Super excited about taking a rookie running back in the first round. That rookie running back didn't have the role we initially thought he might. And Bijan is going, don't get me wrong, Bijan's going to be awesome. But first overall pick, awesome, he is not. He is not going to be that as long as he's on the Falcons, because Arthur Smith hates your fantasy team. That's all there is to it. He won't throw it to Drake London, won't throw to Kyle Pitts, won't commit to Bijan for a 3-down roll. He's going to split the carries with Algier all season long. Cordarrelle Patterson will be back. He'll be involved. Bijan is going to go down as a rock-solid low-end RB1 this year, but I just don't think he's going to be able to live up to the draft cost. Amari Cooper was playing in a rain bowl, and Dallas Goedert is the sole reason you lost this game. 0 points for Dallas Goedert. Holy crap, man. Well, look, there's some good tight ends out there. Maybe throw some fab at Cole Kmet. I'm just saying, Cole Kmet doesn't put up zeros. Now, we got you getting Mahomes schooled versus One Pride Mountain. Good Lord. Can you just change your picture to a rainbow? You might as well. But basically, Tony Sr. here did not score a whole lot of touchdowns in this matchup. Cam Akers, I think, got into the end zone. Yeah, 22 carries for 29 yards. But look, he's getting volume. So there you go. Justin Jefferson, 15 points, but no touchdown. It's tough to win when you're not scoring touchdowns, but it's a little easier when you're playing Brad. So Brad essentially has Christian McCaffrey, and that's about it. I told you guys heading into the season I didn't love Saquon Barkley. It's nothing to do with Saquon, but that schedule is brutal. Capital B. It's going to be tough on him all year. I don't know. Some of you guys are still wanting to trade for Saquon. I don't know what the hell you're thinking about. First of all, Brad's going to want a fortune for the guy. And second of all, there's no way he's going to live up to it. His schedule is just insane. So, yeah, I mean, personally, I would rather have David Montgomery than Saquon Barkley rest of season. Got to be a little concerned with Dak and CeeDee. How much are they really going to need to throw with that defense being as dominant as it is and Tony Pollard being as dominant as he is on the ground? I don't know. That's potentially not a great stack. D-Hop, you got to be feeling good about the number of targets he drew week 1. He's probably going to be a pretty good draft pick eventually. And McCaffrey is McCaffrey. So, Brad will win a few games here or there. Not a true Super Bowl contender with that squad, though. Now, we move on to the highlight matchup of the week. The 2 worst teams in the league currently, Joe and Trey. And Joe's steel curtain defense holds up again, winning with a score of 57.5. My team outscored this matchup combined. These are 2 teams that are going to be battling for the GD all year long. Awful football teams, poor management, poor drafting. On Joe's side, what did he get? 1 touchdown? Yeah, he got 1 touchdown out of DK Metcalf, who only had 47 yards on 5 targets. That's a little concerning. I mean, maybe Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be more of a problem than we thought for DK and Lockett. But also, I'm a little concerned that Geno was a fluke. Maybe he just sucks. He sure looked like it week 1 against a Rams defense that nobody was expecting anything out of. So that's brutal. Aaron Rodgers is the story here, though. Joe was able to win because Aaron Rodgers popped his Achilles on the 3rd play of the game. Tony Sr. brought up an interesting point about that, though. that if you count the Achilles, he actually did play 4 snaps. So Keenan Allen, Garrett Wilson, those are good wide receivers. I expect them to be solid all year long. Deontay Johnson went down. That, Najee Harris, tough matchup with the Niners. Trey's going to be okay, but he's going to have to make some deals to get that team together. Joe's team is just a total disaster. He's going to absolutely depend on Hurts, Brown, and Kelsey every week because he has nothing else. And in weeks where Hurts maybe underperforms, Joe's going to have weeks where he scores 50, 60 points. So that's how that's going to go. So there is your matchup recaps. Joe, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for getting the win. And I will see you guys Thursday for the matchup previews. Don't forget to get those fab bids in on Josh Kelly, Puka Nacua, Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, and Kyron Williams. Make sure you get those fab bids in. See you next week.